Hello, everybody. So I'm delighted to start sharing with you some beautiful people that I've had the pleasure of working with. And as part of our Reboot Your Money Chakra experience, I'm introducing you today to Fiona Campbell. Welcome, Fiona.
Hello, thank you very much for inviting me.
Yeah, well, it's always a pleasure to speak to you, and it's always a pleasure to give others the opportunity to meet you and to hear what you do. Now, part of what we're doing as part of Reboot Your Money Chakra is uplifting the sacred feminine and really talking about what it means to love ourselves, to honor ourselves, and to bring that through as well, should it be aligned through our businesses, because the world needs powerful and empowered women right now to stand in their truth.
It certainly does.
And as well, earn money. Why not? Why not have some money too? So please introduce yourself to everybody, Fiona.
Okay, so I'm a beingness teacher. I love teaching people how to be and to discover their fragrance, their unique fragrance of being, through self-love, self-awareness, and teaching these kind of things. So self-love is so important. I think it's the basis of everything. If you can't love yourself, it's very difficult to live out there. It's very difficult to love others, I think, as well. When you're loving yourself, you're standing in your own power, and you're able to give because you're overflowing with love, because you can only give what you have inside. And if you're full of resentment and hurt and pain, that's what you're giving out. Absolutely. If you're overflowing with self-love, that's what you can give. You can give people true love. So I think
as within, so without, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Such an important thing, and very, very aligned with what we're talking about today. So as we're talking about money frequencies as part of the Reboot Your Money Chakra, and as part of the Empowered Healer programs that I run, and other things that I run, actually everybody who comes into my programs gets access to this. So tell us about your top money frequency.
Mine is a nurturer. So very much nurturing others and making them feel good and trying to find the best in them and help them to be themselves. So very much a nurturer, in good and bad. In the sense
that's it, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, we're all that. We all have. Mm-hmm. And that's what's good about the money frequency work, is that we get to learn what it's like when we're in balance, and that's what we're always moving towards. That's where our intentions lie. And then sometimes, we're going to go into the default. Sometimes it's normal, but the more we know the frequency and what it feels like to go back into the old ways, the old frequencies, the more we can catch ourselves and pull ourselves back out again.
Yes.
Yeah. So before you joined the Empower Healer programs, what was it like being a nurturer?
Basically just giving myself away completely. I mean, I was just always nurturing others, worrying about what other people were going through, what they were feeling, what they needed, and totally ignored my own needs. I mean, I knew the theory of it. I already wanted to teach it, but I didn't really know it. I hadn't embodied it. Just giving away everything. Whatever anybody needed, I would do. So I got really stressed. I didn't have any money. Anything I got, I was giving out left, right, and center. So money, time, energy was just out there, which left me drained on all levels.
So it's often that when we find out our top money frequency, we're not surprised. We go, yeah, that's me. And we may well have done the work before, as you're saying. I certainly the same for me, but I'd never actually taken it into a place where I was able to change it.
Yes.
And change it in practical, on the ground, feet on the ground ways, which is when we look at creating our own businesses, we have to bring it through our bodies.
Absolutely. Well, you have to embody everything, isn't it? It's no good. We all have the theory up in our heads, but until we actually get down there and do the work, it just stays up in the head. So,
yeah. So joining the Empowered Healer program helped you embody it. Is that what I heard you say?
Yeah. I started to embody. I started to really try to, to see what I was doing, to understand what I was doing. And it didn't happen overnight, because I was being such a nurturer. I was always worried about hurting people. But, gradually I started to get this idea that, if I, to empower myself, I needed to start, care for others, but start caring for myself, start loving myself more. And always setting up the boundaries, because I absolutely didn't have any boundaries whatsoever. I mean, people were flowing in and my energy was flowing out. I had no boundaries. So that was a big thing for me, learning about boundaries, standing on my own feet. I was falling over, literally didn't have. Yeah. So that was a big job that I had to sort out.
It's an inside job, running a business, isn't it?
Yes. It's an inside job, full stop, whether you want to be yourself or your business. I mean, it's just, you can't do it from the outside in. You have to do it inside out, and step by step.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness we know this now, huh? Absolutely. We've already known it. We've forgotten it. Why weren't we taught this at school, huh? Was that part of your mission, to get this into school?
No, absolutely. I mean, it's just so important. And I never realized it at all. I mean, I had a lot of theory. I'd read so many books and, done so many seminars, and, I was really good with theory, but I never actually embodied it. And it wasn't until I had to literally stop. I was talking about my magical park, where I went there and I just spent months and months just literally sitting on a park bench. And it was through the the inner work, no books, no people. It was just me, and that's where I finally managed to jump up and say, no, this is me, and from then on, things changed. So it's you have to embody it. It can't stay in your head. It has to come down.
It has to, and that's what you teach. How beautiful.
Yes.
And one of the things I'm really passionate about helping people to understand, because often when we come into this kind of work, and especially because of the outside world that kind of programs us that there's something wrong with us, we've got to do something, we've got to be something different. When you know your top money frequency, it's who you are, it's your strength.
Yes. Absolutely. It was important for me to know that it wasn't a bad thing, because I was giving away, and I was thinking, it's so bad. Why can't I be different? Why can't, why can't I be stronger? But I am a nurturer, but you have to balance it. Before it was just completely unbalanced. So now, I think.
How is it now? Yeah, and so as a balanced nurturer now, and as I because I know you well, I know that you've done so much inner work and it's really started to show on the outside now. And it does take time, just like when we plant the seed.
Oh, absolutely.
It doesn't grow into a tree overnight or a flower. So how is your nurturer self manifesting? Share with us how it is now to be a balanced nurturer and what's happening in your life.
Well, it is all boundaries, putting your boundaries out. That doesn't mean locking everybody out, but it's deciding or choosing yourself, what the action is, rather than just doing it because you feel guilty if you don't. So, feeling balanced, still giving and still nurturing, but also considering, the worth of what you're doing. So asking for more money than you probably would, because a nurturer, I think, tends to keep it low because you're worried that person can't afford it or isn't able to do it, but you start balancing. You understand your worth, and you act from that. You act from your heart, if you like, but centered, embodied. And
so what changes have you made in your life as a result of all this?
Well, I've certainly put my prices up as well for the work I do.
Because when we first met, you didn't actually have a physical business vehicle for your own work, did you?
Yeah.
So you have now a beautiful website. You've increased your prices.
Yeah. I can tend to overgive, but
that's okay.
Even then, you have to find the balance. But we're not going to be perfect, but we're finding.
I think it's one of the strengths of a nurturer is that when people come in to nurturer energy, they feel it. And one of the reasons they feel it because of this overgiving, and there's kind of a bit of a bad rap about overgiving. What's wrong in giving more value? What's wrong? As long as we are holding our self-worth.
Well, this is it. So it's the self-worth. It's not stressing yourself. It's not giving away too much. It's the balance, isn't it? But I'm a nurturer, and I always will be. I'm not going to, but as I said, trying to get the balance now. Demonstrate that I care. I mean, I really do want people to be able to stand in their power. I know what I was like. I mean, it was literally, hell on earth, I think, at the time. So for me, what I've learned has just been so important for me, and I just want others to be able to stand in their own power and find their balance. And I'm there. I guide people. I want them to be successful. So it's my nurturing side. Just more empowered, more.
Is there anything else that's changed in your life?
A lot of things. I used to live in Italy. I had lived there for 43 years. And with all the work I've been doing, I wanted to go home. I wanted to come home. Came back to the UK last year. All my work is online. Well, for the moment, I mean, I hope when all of this craziness finishes to be able to do, personal retreats and everything. But I'm back where I wanted to be after all these years. I had the courage to do it. And so that was a big thing.
You first.
To put me first. And as you said, I upped my prices. So now this year I decided my theme was freedom. I wanted freedom on all levels, freedom to be me, freedom to do what I wanted to do. And also having more money and, planning. I found kind of more freedom in that way as well, to be able to do what I want to do. So, big things have happened. And,
they have indeed.
Yeah. So, lots happening, but all good.
So it is all good, and it's lovely to hear. So when you first came into the Empowered Healer Energies, was there anything that surprised you about running a business? Was there anything that was not on your radar? Well,
for me, I mean, I was in such a state back then. For me, it was even, I mean, I've been a teacher for years. So I'm never, teaching doesn't frighten me, but actually having relationships with people was always quite difficult for me. I was always so shy. So I always remember even the very first time I came in to do this, for me, I was terrified. I was absolutely terrified. So it was just, getting to feeling that it was a safe space, and I could listen to others. I could learn from them too. And just creating, being in a community, for me, it was so important. And that gave me so much more courage to even be able to dream, I think. Before then, I was always saying, I can just do this, and, that'll be enough. But it wasn't. I gradually wanted more and more.
You realised that you had a big vision inside of you that you'd never actually allowed out before.
No, I was afraid even to have that, Yeah. So, and just being with all these lovely people. I mean, I know so many people that I've never met, but for me, they're just really important for me. And, I met them, through the Empowered Healer, the seed program, which wasn't called that then, but lovely people.
I know, you're a beautiful bud.
But it changed my life. It just really changed my life. And I remember being absolutely terrified, even the first time I'd been on a live seminar, thinking, oh my God, they might ask me something, what am I going to do? And I remember very clear that evening getting really frightened, and but forcing myself to do it. I mean, I was that backward, if you like. So yeah, completely changed my life.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah. Well, that's given you the absolute gift. If there's anybody watching, listening, please, please, please give Fiona lots of hearts and lots of love and lots of likes. Please share with us what feels inspiring to you about hearing Fiona being very open about her journey, because it's what it's like. And if we want to uplift the sacred feminine, which is really what we're doing here, we need to talk about it.
Absolutely.
This is the journey to running a business, and perhaps to earning money too, if that's what's on people's radars. But yeah, so before we say goodbye, Fiona, please share with everybody your website.
My website is www.fragranceofbeing.com.
I love the name of that. And if people wanted to come and find you on social media, where would they do that?
Again, on Facebook. That's all I am at the moment. Again, Fragrance of Being. So, Fiona Campbell at Fragrance of Being. Yeah. So, I want everybody to discover their own unique fragrance, because we all have it, and it's got to come from the inside. Just like, So
beautiful. You have such beautiful work, such beautiful name, and you've got some lovely comments as well. So when we finish, do go and take a peek.
Okay.
Others are mirroring back to you who you are. So and please keep going, everybody, because I want these videos, these shares to be super nourishing for everybody. Yeah. So mirroring back to Fiona, what she gives out, it's super, super nourishing.
Thank you so much. Yeah, lovely.
Okay, so thank you, Fiona, for sharing. And anything else you'd like to say before we say goodbye?
No, just, stand in your power, do the work, the inner work, because it all comes from inside of you, not from the outside, but, nurturing and helping you, and being with other people that, are on your same wavelength, learning from them, and then,
so important to be surrounded, isn't it, by people who want the same as us, who get us.
Yeah. I could never have done what I do what I'm doing or anything if I hadn't, met you and met all the other wonderful people in the groups. Completely changed.
Me neither. I couldn't do even today without that either. Yeah. So thank you so much, Fiona. It's been an honour to share your beautiful fragrance with everybody.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.